Hi everyone, delonewolf here. Welcome back to the Sunday recap, my weekly vlog where I talk a little bit about my last week in games, and as always we'll start with EVE Online. I think I played around an average amount of EVE Online, and honestly it has been because of the agency. I wanted to finish getting the final reward for the agency, so I kept doing it every day, and after that I did a couple of extra days as well just to see if more points would somehow unlock other stuff. It really doesn't look like that. And personally, I'm a little bit surprised that CCP is extending the agency by 1 week, but I guess that they have the metrics for it, and that probably means that so few people are completing everything or enough quests to get the final reward that they want to extend it by 1 week so that the Tengu skin doesn't become overvalued or all too rare. And well, I used my Tengu skin, so it's not like I'm going to be able to try and sell it anymore, but yeah, I think it's a good basis, the agency, to try and find a way to make interesting missions available to all players in EVE Online. So this one was very highly focused on exploration. I'm curious to see what the next ones will be. CCP, I think, somewhere already said that they have two more of these events in the planning, and it's gonna be pretty interesting, I think, to see exactly how all of that is going to play out. If they can find something that is not too grindy, that has decent rewards, or if they just come out and say that it is meant to be for alpha clones to give them a little bit of a boost in the different activities as they explore them, then I think the player base will become a bit more positive. That's what I'm looking for. A bit more positive about these types of daily missions that CCP is apparently trying to introduce into the game. Next to that, the blueprint copies. I must say, very good news for me. To my surprise, the market has somehow come back quite a lot all of a sudden. I had several days where a dozen of my blueprint copies were sold. Now, I do have a pretty big library available in Cheetah already, so I'm still not going all out into blueprint copy production just yet. I'll scope out the market for a couple more weeks, but for now it really looks like there are quite a few people buying up the blueprint copies and getting ready, I guess, for the refineries, which is good business for me. That is making me some pretty easy ISK. And other than that, it's I think we'll be waiting for the August release, which will be the next step in EVE Online, of course. The captain's quarters are going to be removed at that point. Should be interesting for the next EVE talk, or well, maybe a couple weeks from now. I'm not exactly sure when the August release is planned, and if you haven't, then definitely check out CC as well, because some of the changes for the explorers are pretty great. Video on that coming next week. Next up, we have Heroes of the Storm. So this is just some more daily questing. I must say I'm still enjoying it. The fact that I can get through most of these daily quests with, from last week, 1 or 2 games, really been pretty awesome. I guess somehow I managed to get into this pattern where I get a lot of play StarCraft games, play as a support or play as a specialist, and so stuff like Zagara, Lily are really perfect for those quests. And then on top of that, it seemed to really mesh well with the play 8 games or win 3 games. I've said it before, I think that Blizzard has that stuff down to a science. They know exactly when it's going to start to be too many games for a single quest, like 8 games is somehow the right amount, and then win 3 games is somehow also perfect. 2 games would be too little, 4 games would be too much, and then the gold that you earn with all of those is pretty balanced out as well. So yeah, Blizzard has that down to a science. They know exactly how to keep people playing and give them these options, right? I'm just making sure that quests don't lapse, so that I don't have a day where I could get an extra quest, which would be extra gold, and that doesn't lapse. And that's basically one baseline that you could use. Another thing that you notice, of course, is that the first 2 quests that you get are play 8 games or win 3 games, which is 800 gold and 600 gold, which is quite a bit more than play as a specialist or play as a StarCraft hero. And that means that if you really want to pump out as much gold as you can out of the daily quests, you can try and do your your daily quest every single day and you'll just have a faster turnover of the win 8 games. But for me, yeah, I'm just doing it one step down from that, making sure that the quests don't lapse, as basically that's what I'm shooting for. And all of a sudden here today on Sunday, I had to play a couple games as a World of Warcraft hero, as a support, and I still had to win one game. And on the second game I just happened to win, so I cleared out my entire quest log now today for Heroes of the Storm, which is also great for me. It gives me a couple days break. I can let the 3 quests come back, one every day, and then get back into playing this as efficiently as possible without having these quests slapped. And I actually enjoy the game that way. I don't think that I would enjoy playing 5, 6, maybe 8 games a day just to try and eke out all of those quests and as much gold as possible. I would really start to get a little bit nervous and maybe even in a bad mood when the games don't go that well. But here I'm talking 1, 2 or maybe 3 quests a day is all you need in order to complete the gold earnings, and that's really perfect for me. I enjoy the game enough to do it like that. There's a couple of heroes now, Zegara and Lily, that I feel pretty comfortable with playing them, and I feel like I'm not a burden on the rest of the team in quick play, and as a result this is very doable for me. The amount of effort needed to keep making progress in Heroes of the Storm is definitely low enough that I can keep going for now. And for my final game we have Diablo 3, so that did absorb a lot of my time here. Season 11 with a Necromancer, a lot of fun to me. I do still enjoy playing Diablo 3. Again, it's in a pretty casual way, it's a different pattern, but it's Blizzard again, and they know, I think, exactly what they're doing to keep people from coming back to their games, which is actually really important and to me really impressive. So for Diablo 3, these seasons, you get pretty cool rewards, you get a full set as well, and if there's enough of them, then you can explore these new sets, try out the different builds with the different classes. You get a nice little extra pet, portraits, pennants, wings, things like that are purely cosmetic, but that do make a bit of an incentive to come back and play another season. And here again, I think I've played the season for a little over a week, maybe 10 days, something like that, and it's finished. I'm done. I did it pretty intensively, so I did play every day, several hours, really pushing through the content, trying to get my Necromancer to level 70, then trying to complete all the quests that are part of this season, and finally earning the 6-piece set of Ratmas, which is really cool. If you love pets, then this is absolutely an amazing set to play as. I'm still hunting for a ring because it's highly dependent, the Ratmas set is highly dependent on you keeping up a maximum amount of a certain minion, the skeletal mage, I think it's called, and there is a ring that basically allows you to keep him for 4 seconds extra and summon 2 at a time, which would be absolutely amazing. It would make this build a lot easier to use, although it's still pretty damn easy to play with a full set of Ratmas, in my opinion. And I think my highest so far, which has been really blasting through that actually, has been a rank 30 Rift, so not very high. I'm not looking to push the hundreds to try the limits of the build and the class and all of that stuff. Just enjoying the game. 15, maybe 20 hours is what I would personally, I think, say that I've played this Necromancer so far, and I'll maybe do a little bit more just to try and get that ring and play with what I would consider to be my limit to how much effort I want to put into this Necromancer for this season. And after that, I'll just wait for season 12, see what they have for offer there. I would for a moment there I thought maybe I would try to grind out another set. There was another set, Pestilent I think it's called, that looked very interesting for the Necromancer. I think that could be very cool. I also happen to have a couple of weapons and things that seem to mesh well with the bonuses that you could get there, but I've already seen that it would be quite a bit of effort, and I've put everything that I've got into getting that one ring. It still hasn't dropped for me, and so as a result I'll probably either stop at this point or maybe try to grind out the ring, but that's really going to be it. But yeah, next season looking forward to getting back into even more Diablo, and from that perspective I bought the game at launch at full price but it was worth it. I enjoyed playing through it early on as well, and with all the seasons I got plenty of time out of this. And now $15 or euros for the Necromancer. It's a lot for just a class, but from my perspective here, if you play every season in Diablo 3, it's going to be worth it to purchase the Necromancer as well. And that was it for this week. Yeah, I just couldn't find the motivation to play more Albion at this point, so we'll see how that is going to progress in the future. There's also the expansion of Path of Exile coming next week, so there's so much stuff for me to do that it's difficult to do everything at once. And yeah, right now with the new season of Diablo, that actually took precedence over the rest a little bit. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you all next time.